Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is December 11th, 2021. Let's talk about top stocks with a heavy short ratio. So when the short ratio is high, when the stocks are good with a nice gross margin and nice sales growth, that means shorts can get squeezed and stock can go higher. Our goal is to look at the great stocks with a heavy short ratio and also good fundamentals. These are the great stocks that can create short squeeze and they can force the shorts to cover by buying back the shares, and in turn stock can go higher. So with that, let's jump in. So we'll do a quick market update, look at the stocks with a heavy short ratio, and then my favorite, let's look at the stocks with a positive sales growth and positive gross margin and low RSI. And we'll also look at the better way to grow your portfolio with the rule of 40, where gross margin plus sales growth greater than 40% and also low RSI. And the best way to grow your portfolio is to look at rule of 40, positive net margin and low debt. And finally, let's look at when heavy short ratio meets TTM squeeze. When this happens, stocks have to move fast, they have to go up or down quickly. We will focus on the stocks which might go higher. So with that, let's jump in and get started. And from a market update perspective, on Friday, markets did very well. Folks are worried about the inflation numbers. Despite of inflation fears, stock market did very well. As you can see here, we got advancing stocks 48% and declining 47. Very close tie here. We are not out of the woods. We got to watch carefully. Anything can happen. There is fear about Fed tapering the bond buying programs and also higher interest rates. We will keep a close watch. With that, let's jump in and go to Thinkorswim platform and review few charts. So let's jump in. So as you look through here, we got S&P 500 futures chart here. As you can see here, S&P 500 did very well. They had a nice up rally here, and it's right now it's kind of in the sideways, as you can see here. Still stone throws away from 52-week high. That's why you got to be careful. Best strategy is to buy the dips, and if you're a trader, you can take off some as it goes higher. If you're a long-term investor, stick to nice sales with a nice gross margin, nice sales growth, and a little bit lower valuation and low debt. We'll cover some of those as we go forward. Nasdaq is again strong, as you can see here. A nice uptick here, 172 points, and it's also almost a stone throw away from 52-week high. That's why you got to be selective and buy great stocks instead of going after all the stocks. And then you got Dow Jones Industrial Average, again stone throw away from 52-week high. You got to be careful. One of the things that worked in this year is to buy the dips. We got a lot of opportunity to buy the dips, and it always went higher. And then you got Russell. Russell, as you can see here, it's a weaker. We got all these small cap names in Russell 2000. There's a good buying opportunity there. We can look at some of those things in my beaten down series. And with that, let's look at the bond market and see what's going on there. As you look through here, bonds are trying to go slowly higher, and which means interest rates are wondering where to go. As you can see here, interest rates came down. This helped the stock market a little bit. And as you can look through here, crude oil is trying to go a little bit higher after the big downturn. Whenever you hear about Omicron, oil will drop off big time, and now there is some stability. This Omicron may not be as bad. That's why oil and commodities are going higher. Gold, as you can see, is still weak. There are very good buying opportunities in gold. We'll cover a video, talk about that, and go from there. And with that, let's jump in and look at few stocks and go from there. All right, from a stock perspective, we look at handful of stocks, so that way you know how to spot some of these trends. We'll start with BTBT. It's into crypto, as many of you know. Bit Digital, $7.42 stock here. And look, stock has been trading sideways for a while. This stock has got nice potential. At times it will create short squeeze, go higher, then comes down, goes higher. Trading sideways for a while, goes higher. So the strategy for stocks like BTBT is to start accumulating when they're down like this year. Now crypto is really not many good news about crypto stocks are coming down. That's when I start slowly buying these crypto stocks and accumulate. And as crypto makes some headline news, these stocks will take off. That's when you can take some profit off. Stocks like BTBT, it may not be a great long-term investment, but if you want to trade in and out, taking advantage of this market situations like sell-off here and also high short ratio, that's a great one to play around. As you look through here from an RSI perspective, it tells you it's weaker. RSI is trending down, as you can see here. Volatility itself is high here. I would not recommend buying call option. You will lose money if you buy call option on BTBT here, given IV percentile is 56.8. And as you can see here from a DMI perspective, DMI is one of my favorite indicator. As you can see here right now, it's bearish. The red line on top, blue line on the bottom, that tells you it's bearish. And the ADX line, which is the white line, trying to go higher. That means it's the bearish, and it might get a little more bearish before it gets better. That's why at these levels, when the things are very bearish, that's when I jump in and buy slowly and start accumulating. And look, from a volume average perspective, there is nice volume. That tells you there are more buyers than sellers. So it's very good to look at volume average, or on the balance volume as you call it. As it trends higher, when the stock is going down, that tells you there are more buyers. There are these big fund managers, they typically start accumulating when the stock is going down. That's what is going on here. Look, from a check-in money flow perspective, this tells you what are the big money managers doing. They're buying check-in money flow. When you and I are worried, these guys are at buying these stocks here and accumulate a nice position. When they see a rally like this, they kind of take off the money here and go after other candidates. That's why I think BT is a compelling play here. Don't buy all the stock at once. I know some of you might be compelled to do that, but I would recommend buying slowly, because some of these bearishness, as you can see here, pretty pronounced, with the red line going up, blue line going down. So I would slowly accumulate, no need to rush, and have a nice position, and basically prepare yourself for the uptick and go from there. And next we look at one more here, again one of my favorite, DMTK, derm tech. These guys are into skin and skin cancer, and some of those indications. As you look through here, stock has been going down, down, down. This came as an IPO through SPAC last year or a year before. Now it's trying to wonder where to go. And there is a heavy short ratio on derm tech here. Low RSI, as you can see here, RSI 28, IV percentile is 21. Even though IV percentile is 21, I don't like to buy call option on these names, because look what happened, right? You see here all the way it's in the trading range here. On these type of stocks, if you buy call options, you'll get your head handed to you, because you lose your shirt or lose your money, as you call it. That's why better strategy for stocks which are going like this is look at strategies like butterfly or iron condor type strategies here, or iron fly. You could look at some of those strategies depending on the IV percentile and go after those strategies, because when the stock is in the trading lower like this or sideways, call option buying is a very, very, very poor strategy. I would not recommend that. As you look through here, IV percentile is low here, and look, implied wall is also not high. Bearish right now, with the red line on top here and blue line on the bottom. ADX going higher. That tells you it's a bearish, as you can see here. ADX does not care about the stock's direction. It tells you right now bearishness is there, and it's pretty pronounced. And then we got here volume average, or on the balance volume, pretty low here. Not too many buyers at this time. Check-in money flow is also indicating a little bit low here. For stocks like Dermtech here, you could be a little early if you want to buy and accumulate. Typically, I like to buy and accumulate slowly. So I'm slowly, starting a position here. Given stock is, trading sideways, and right now chart is ugly. I do see a blue candle here, so which tells you it might get better, or it might be a little bit longer term play. Given the stock chart here, there is a very good chance this could be longer term play. And stock has a high short ratio. On any given good news, stock can go higher. And next, look at docs, one of my favorite here, Doximity, as you might be knowing. It's a LinkedIn type, application for doctors and nurses to keep in touch with each other, share the records and whatnot. It's a nice up down up down up down trend here. On a long term, this stock will do very well. Look, right now stock is a little bit lower here. Just actually, it's a DOCS, Doximity. This is a little bit different stock. Let's look at Doximity. As you can see here, so now stock is a little bit lower, as you can see here, and RSI is just 37 here. That tells it's a good stock to start buying here. Low RSI, and from a implied vol perspective, implied volatility wants to go higher here. IV percentile is 72%, and that's why don't buy call option here. You're paying too much money if you buy call option here, given IV percentile is 72. Look, we got DMI chart here, tells you it's bearish. Red line on top here, blue line on the bottom. Distance is pretty significant between those two. That tells you right now it's bearish. I would accumulate at these levels versus buying call options or buying too much stock at one time. On the balance volume is pretty low here, and look, check-in money flow is also a little bit low. Typically this happens when the stock tanks like this. That's when I start buying slowly and accumulate, and given there's a high short interest here, that tells you on any good news you could see a small rally. And Doximity is also a good one for you to buy for long term. This is going to be a good one in the healthcare area, where with their app. And next, look at PRTS, parts.com. This is a good intriguing company. Whenever a car gets into accident and car gets crushed, these guys will come in and they will take your car and they will pay the insurance company whatever that car is worth based on the auction. It's an interesting play here. Stock has been trading sideways, as you can see here. This stock typically carries a good high short interest, and as you can see here, when the stock is down like this, it's good to jump in and buy some slowly and accumulate. As usual, don't buy all at the same time. And RSI is 41 right now, as you can see here. It's trying to decide where to go. And look, implied vol is very low here, so it's not too volatile. Even the stock does sideways trending like this, typically implied vol becomes low here, given ATR is also low here, which is average true range. Then as you look through here, DMI perspective, right now red line wants to go higher, blue line wants to go lower. It's it's borderline bearish at this time. So that's why it's good to, this can change anytime. In a heartbeat, the blue line can go higher because it's so close here. The distance is so narrow. That's why it's barely bearish right now. Volume average perspective, on the balance volume is pretty low right now. Check-in money flow is also a little bit down. This happens when the stock comes down here. That's why I'm slowly accumulating this one. This can also go higher, as you can see here. This can go higher on the good news and cause the shorts to squeeze. And we look at one more, again one of my favorite here, ICPT, Intercept, Pharma. As you look through here, this also stock has been trading sideways and down for a long time, and there is a high short interest. And look here, RSI is pretty low, trying to see where to go here. And look, IV percentile is high. Given the stock price is low, there is no point in selling put options to make money. You'll not get too much premium here. And look here, DMI is red line going higher, blue line going lower. Distance is significant. That tells you right now it's completely bearish. You could start a small position here and go from there. On the other hand, on the balance, volume is pretty stable here on the higher side, and smart money is slowly going into the stock here. That's why it's a good one to slowly accumulate and go from there. So with that, what we'll do is we'll jump back into our PowerPoint here and look at what's trending here. Let's look at sector and trend analysis. From a sector perspective, as we look through here, we got major indices here with the S&P 500, QQQ, which is NASDAQ 100, EEM, which is emerging market, all these major averages have done nicely on Friday, except probably IWM, which is a little bit weaker, as you can see here. There are great buying opportunities in IWM, and also all these ETFs and indices have got great buying opportunities. Some of the big names are carrying these indices, but there are a lot of good buying opportunities. You can look at my video where I talk about beaten down stocks. You could review that and see if you can buy some of those stocks. Look nice. I mean, volume is a little bit not great off late. It's a mid type area here. And then you got your crypto. You got to watch what's going on in the financial world. I love to look at financials once in a while. Look, we got TLT. Bonds are going down. That tells you interest rates are inverse. They're going higher. The moment interest rates go higher, then we got our dollar here. Dollar gets strengthened. Right now, if you look at the dollar here, dollar is a little bit weak here. So as interest rates make their way higher, dollar gets strengthened. That's why the foreign money will flow into US, because they get a nice yield because interest rates are higher. The moment dollar gets strengthened, we get our gold and oil. Those commodities will get lower. They start going down a little bit. And if interest rates go higher, utilities will start going lower, because folks will go into bonds because they get higher yield. So that's the dynamics here. We got to watch them carefully and go from there. And look here, we got US dollars, nice volume here, 560, and US dollar is pretty strong. You see here we got 10-year 20% and 1-year 5%. That tells you, because US dollar is stronger, interest rates are relatively higher than the other countries. Money will flow into US dollars. Foreign money will buy US dollar. And China is also pretty strong here, as you can see here. China also did very nicely, 1-year 11%. But the volume is low for China. That tells you, even though interest rate is high for China, even though China dollar is strong, yuan is strong, there is not too much foreign money is flowing, given the volume is a little bit low. But generally, the China currency is pretty strong here. And then we got euro here, FXE. Euro is not doing that great, as you can see here, pretty low here. That tells you euro economy is not as strong. And then you got Australia here. Australia is up and down, still down for as you can see here, down for 1 year. So there is an interesting dynamic that happens between US dollar and Japanese yen and the euro and these currencies here. So with that, let's jump in and look at some of these steady Eddie type consumer staples and security stocks, as we call it. The moment these names like XLP, XLV, and gold, if they go too higher, if they do better than the broader index, watch out, because when there is a risk and folks are afraid of stock market, they will flee into things like consumer staples, gold. Right now that's not happening. Gold is barely higher, but S&P 500 and QQQ, they all did very nicely. And then you got technology. As you can see here, this is when folks are interested to put their money into high risk areas like technology, semiconductor, consumer discretionary. That's what is going on here. Folks are not afraid to put their money into these high risk areas, high risk, high reward areas. That tells you, right now folks have confidence on this stock market here. That's why they're putting their money into these high risk, high reward areas. And finally, there are very good buying opportunities in the biotech area. Look, biotech is down for most part, so there are great buying opportunities here. And next, we'll look at the trend analysis, and we'll not go through super detail. As you can scan through here, Bitcoin is getting crushed, in the last month or so. Great buying opportunity in both Ethereum and Grayscale here. I would play the Bitcoin, crypto stocks like BTBT, Marathon, and also the RIOT blockchain, and a couple of those names. So that could be a good play to do. And then you got semiconductors. It's pretty strong, even up here. RSI is 55. You can selectively buy some semiconductor names here. Human genomics, down to earth here. Great human genomic stocks you could buy here and hold for a long time. And look here, IB is down, and cannabis is down. Solar is the interesting play here. Solar has been going down off late. I would be a buyer of these solar stocks here. And fintech is down to earth here. Great buying opportunities in fintech, and even cloud computing names are going down here. Good to buy some of those. As you can see here, even though S&P 500 and Nasdaq are higher, there are great buying opportunities in these trending areas. You could put some of your money, given the RSI is pretty much low here, and they're down from their 52-week low high nicely here. You could put some of your money to work, and these stocks will come up nicely as market shifts around. So with that, let's jump in and look at stocks with a heavy short ratio and volume greater than 1 million shares traded. So let's jump in here. These are for the daredevils. Some of you are daredevils. You want to look at all the stocks with a heavy short ratio and volume greater than 1 million. And what I typically want to look at is, don't just look at this list. This is the, entire list, but focus on the stronger candidates. As we go through this section, we'll slowly, filter out the weaker candidates and progressively go after stronger candidates. So this is, before we jump in, let's look at stock news here. Look, we got Blink Charging down a lot of late. Looks like they got some positive news here. They entered master development production agreement here. That's a good news here. And you got Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat is getting clobbered of late. If you're a long-term holder, you could slowly buy. There is only so much bad news stocks like Beyond Meat take. There is a secular trend here with all the millennials trying to go after meat alternatives. This could be long-term play going forward. Right now, it is beaten down. I would be a slow buyer in this. No need to rush and buy a lot. Then you got Intercept Pharma down because they withdrew the application, and that's why it came down here. This could be a good one to slowly accumulate. And then you got your, Motley Fool is saying Latch and Lemonade are good stocks to buy and invest. I like Lemonade at these levels here. Could be a good one to slowly buy and accumulate. Latch is also good. They have some security. If you're an apartment manager, if you want to secure your apartments, you could go with the Latch solution for the secured premises. But I like Lemonade more here. And then got Heron Therapeutics. Looks like they got some FDA approval here. Could be good to slowly buy on the dips and accumulate. This is again, not a retirement type stock here. This is a trading stock. And then you got Smile Direct here. Smile Direct is having a lot of bad news of late. This used to be Align, ALGN killer, but this went nowhere, going down, down, down. Now there is a CFO departure. I would stay away from this little bit here. This got a lot of debt also, and let's let this play out. And then you got BTBT here, one of my favorite at these levels here. You could slowly buy some BTBT and the other favorite names like Marathon, RIOT Blockchain, and some of those are good ones to slowly buy. And then you got Lordstown Motors here, RIDE. Looks like Foxconn found a match here for their ambition in the EV market here. I think that's a good venture. They're working together. I think Lordstown can help Foxconn here with their manufacturing capacity. So with that, let's jump in and look at the names. These are the top stocks with a heavy short ratio. This is a full list here. If you're a selective buyer, we'll go after progressively stronger candidates and go from there. Look, this is sorted by high short ratio on the top. All these stocks have got nice volume here, greater than 1 million shares traded. The way to read through this is really, first watch out insider institutions. If insiders are buying, institutions are buying, like PPSI, just $8 stock, $76 million market cap, which is very low. When the RSI is high, don't venture, no big deal. Wait a little bit, because see here, it's been going up so much so quickly here, no need to jump here. On the other hand, if the RSI is lower, keep watching. You got Beyond Spring RSI down to earth here, but there's no fundamentals here. Institutions are buying. So if you're a daredevil, you would buy a stock like BYSI with a nice institutional buy here. There is no fundamentals, as you can see here. There is no sales growth, gross margin, but stock is down to earth here, trying to go higher. This is for you daredevils. Stock is down, low RSI. institutions are buying, stock is trying to go higher in last 5 days. That tells you, hey, something is up. This can reverse course and go higher. I'm normally a little more fundamentals guy. I watch at least the gross margin. I like to see positive gross margin. I'll be going after candidates like Blink Charging, Beyond Meat, some of those candidates. And I also look at low debt to equity ratio. I would skip Beyond Meat given it's got a high debt to equity ratio. I would rather stick with stocks like Blink here with a low debt to equity ratio. That's what I typically do. So that way you can weed out the noise and go after stronger candidates. And also, as you look through here on the left hand side on the ticker, I highlighted few cells here with the green background. Those are the strong candidates with nice sales growth and nice gross margin, and those are the good ones to look at. So that's your chart one here. Take a look. Apply the same methodology here. We'll also progressively weed out some of these weaker players as we go through. And next we'll look at next chart here. Still high short ratio as you can see here, and all volume great. Keep watching the volume. Sometimes volume is shown in green color. That means it's more than normal volume. 1.5 times more than normal volume here. That tells you there is some good interest level in stocks like SFT here. Very low price stock, and it's got nice sales growth in 1 year, but a little bit higher debt to equity ratio. And also look here, the moment you see this volume in a green background here, that tells you it's more than twice the normal volume. So look, we got chewy here, more than twice the volume, normal volume, but I'm staying away. There is a high debt to equity ratio. We should go after stronger candidates. And also keep watching stocks are going higher in 1 day, 5 day, like Sirius XM. This stock doesn't go too much higher, but some folks like to trade Sirius XM from a trading perspective. A little more stable stock here. It does okay, but it gives you nice trading opportunities. You could buy high volume, and then you can trade in and out with the high short ratio here. Some folks do that, but not too much money to be made here. Stock barely has a range. It does not go up and down too much here. And as you can scan through, we got a few more of candidates here. Keep watching what insiders and institutions are doing here. We got Woozy, nice institution buy here. And as you can scan through here, stock has been trying to go higher. That tells you this might have some leg here. It might go higher. And we got a few more as you can scan through. Just look through this. We'll weed out some weaker candidates as we go forward. And then we got continuation here. Short ratio high. Focus on nice low RSI candidates here, and wait on high RSI candidates. No need to go after them right now, like Blue Apron and IIVI. We could wait on them a little bit, let them cool off a little more. And next we'll weed out some of the not so great from fundamental candidates. We'll look at the stocks with a positive gross margin, low RSI, and volume greater than 1 mil shares traded. So these could be a better candidates versus looking at just high short ratio candidates. Look, we got here a nice list here, all RSI low and short ratio high, and these stocks have got nice gross margin. So these are a little more stronger candidates than the previous list that we saw. And keep watching what insiders and institutions doing. We got Beyond Meat, nice institution buy here, but I'm still not happy given debt to equity ratio is high. I would go after lower debt to equity ratio candidates because the moment debt to equity ratio is high, that tells you these guys are taking too much financial burden on themselves, which is not really warranted. Instead go after a little more better candidates. And I like candidates like Blink is good, ICPT is also a good one here. You could look at some of those beaten down stocks here. Look, we got BTBT, one of my favorite. Tiger is a good one to slowly buy. It's a Chinese stock. I know many of you want to shy away from Chinese stocks. I understand, makes sense. And you could also go after other candidates like DMTK, like we talked about. Wayfair is a good one. All the furniture stocks are going higher, but this stock is trading sideways and going lower off late. Could be good to buy slowly and go from there. And we've got a few more like Doximity. I like that one too. And let's look at a few more names here. Again, high short ratio as you can see here. low RSI. That tells you these stocks are beaten down here. And keep watching what insiders and institutions are doing, like Cano, CPE. I think some of these things you have to watch out. If the stock has gone up so much, like go to here, this is a good trading stock. It's a low price, nice fundamentals. It's a Chinese stock. It's a trading stock, goes up and down widely, couple days. So it's a good one to buy when it's down, and trade it out when it's go higher. Not for the investor, but short-term traders here. And as you can look through here, we got a few stocks trying to go higher in the short term. That indicates you could slowly buy. But if the stock has gone up so much, like Catapult Holding has done nicely, I would say shy away a little bit, given it's gone up so much. And also, if you're a conservative investor like myself, watch out the debt to equity ratio. If it is high, shy away from them. Not worth it if you're a conservative investor. And then let's look at a few more here. It's a continuation, high short ratio, and also as you can see here, we got low RSI and nice gross margin. So there are some great names here also you could look at and go from there. Like Inseego here, look, it's trying to go higher off late. Very low price stock here. Probably it's a good one to look at Inseego at these levels and see if it's worth buying here. And we got a few more like Virgin Galactic here, Spice. As you can see here, after going down, it's trying to go higher in 5 days. Richard Branson makes news once in a while. Could be okay to put some money here and go from there. And as you scan through here, you got this big list here. I like stocks like RIOT Blockchain here, great company. And it's been going down off late with the crypto stocks going down. Could be a good one to buy here. And we've got a few more as you can scan through. And let's now look at even better candidates here. Now we are looking at sales growth plus gross margin greater than 40%. We call it rule of 40, and low RSI, and volume greater than 1 million shares traded. As you look through here, this is a little more better candidates. We are weeding out the weaker players as we go forward slowly. Look, all these stocks have got nice sales growth. Quarter over quarter sales growth is positive, gross margin is positive, and RSI is low. This is a little more stronger candidates here, and you could go after these candidates here. Keep watching insider institution buy here. The moment you see positive, that tells you institutions are buying or insiders are buying. Like Bit Digital, great one here. You could slowly buy into this and accumulate for the long haul. And then as it goes higher, it's again a trading stock. You could sell it off. It's hostage to crypto going up and down. And then you got stocks like CPE here. CPE, as you can see here, this is a wild stock. It goes up and down violently. At these levels, it may be okay to slowly buy into it, and it can even go a little lower and give you a better opportunity to buy. And we got stocks like CLR here. It's trying to go higher, as you can see here. Could be a good one to slowly buy into this one too and go from there. And then you got few more, again, a rule of 40, low RSI. Take a look at these names also here and see if it's worth buying here. Keep watching. We got Ring Energy and Blooming, nice insider buy here. But some of these have got high debt to equity, not worth your money here. Instead, go after better candidates. We look at them as we go forward. And look, we got some good names here like Real here. It's got a little bit high debt to equity ratio. That's why you can shy away from this for now. TDOC is a good one here, below 100. Could be a good opportunity to buy slowly, given it's trying to go higher in 5 day here. So with that, let's look at best way to grow your portfolio. If you're a conservative investor, look for positive sales growth, positive gross margin, positive net margin. These companies make money. These are not money losers. Low debt, meaning they have got nice balance sheet here. They can take whatever Wall Street throws at them because they got nice cash cushion. And low RSI tells the stock is sold off here, and volume greater than 1 million shares. Look, this is a short list here. Keep watching what's going on here. Because these are great stocks here, short ratio, these short sellers are afraid of these. That's why you don't see too many high short ratio candidates here. These are generally good companies to invest, short ratio or not. So first three have got high short ratio here. As you can see here, what's going on is off late, all these beverage stocks are going down because they're showing some negative sales here. That's why National Beverage and Monster Beverage and all these stocks are going down. Could be good to buy slowly and accumulate such players here. Even CELH, that's also going down off late. So all these beverage stocks, it's good to slowly accumulate given folks are rotating out of them. But BTBT, CLR could be good to buy slowly and accumulate given there is a high short ratio and low RSI. Stocks are nice stocks here, net margin positive, meaning companies are making money, and also top line is growing here with nice top line growth as you can see here. Otherwise, look here, we got PAGS, AMD, InMode, which is one of my favorite here, apps, all great stocks here. Look, they're making money. There is not too much short ratio here because shorts are afraid of them. These are the ones for you long-term investors. You could buy into these names and slowly accumulate and go from there. And look, we got one more crypto stock here, Hut 8 Mining here. This is making money, positive net margin. You could also buy into this one given crypto stocks are out of the current fashion here. Folks are selling them. So these are the great ones. I also like, EA here, great one here. In the oil patch, EOG is a stronger candidate. You could buy that one also and go from there. And if you're a silver investor, look, we got PAS here, Pan American Silver. $23 stock, nice net margin also. You could go after that one too. So with that, these are the short list of stocks here, whether high short ratio or not, nice fundamentals here. You could go after these candidates and go from there. Keep watching the volume. Sometimes volume is high, that tells you right now folks are volume is more than twice normal volume here. That's a good indicator. Now let's look at when the short ratio meets TTM squeeze. Typically, John Carter came up with this TTM squeeze indicator that tells you when a stock can go higher or lower pretty quickly. And then we got this high short ratio. When these two meet, interesting things will happen. These stocks have to go up or down quickly. They can't wait. So we look at stocks that might go higher with a high short ratio. TTM squeeze is fired, gross margin greater than 0, low RSI and low volume. These stocks have got higher probability to go higher quickly. So this is a short list here. As you can see here, we got BTBT, Past.com and so on and so forth. A short list here. These stocks have to go up or down quickly. There's a higher probability of these stocks going higher. Given they're trying to go higher in 1 day, 5 day, look from a TTM squeeze perspective, you got a 1 day squeeze or a 3 day squeeze or a weekly squeeze or a monthly squeeze. That tells you these stocks have to go higher. Right now, tight compression of volatility. Bollinger Band is within the Culton channel, so these stocks have to go up or down quickly. And my favorites in this list are the one with a little bit low IV percentile. So stocks like Rollins here with a high IV percentile, I would not put my money on it. Instead, go after low IV percentile candidates and put your money on it. You could make a nice, quick swing trading opportunity. Look, we got stocks like Tulio, which is a good one here. I like that one. Coupang, again, South Korea stock. I like that one too. Nice list here. Look, Copin, after sleeping for a long time, is trying to wake up slowly, but still trying to decide where to go. As you can see here, Copin is a good one for long term, but it's been trading sideways for a while. Many of these stocks are trying to go higher in the short term. That tells you these can, create a short squeeze and go higher. So with that, thank you very much. We'll look at, also as usual, keep watching RSI and on the balance volume, and also look at the catalysts like insider buying, institution buying, short ratio, and also things like FDA approvals. They will serve you well. I also love to look at stocks with a low debt to equity ratio. That way they don't have too much burden, financial burden or debt on their balance sheet. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.